Hello out there in internet TV land. Welcome back to Geek Church episode 13. The reason I know it's episode 13 is because I went to go shoot episode 13, and so I had to look up to see, oh, what episode is it? You know, I'm going to do this solo because Jeff's out of town for Christmas. And like, well, I'm not going to call it an episode. I'm only going to shoot like a 10-minute video. I was aiming for 15 minutes or less, and so it was the Christmas Made Me Do It, which was actually, I have to say, I watched it back. It actually was really funny. I was so tired, dude. Like, I hadn't slept, right? Well, yeah, I hadn't slept because it was getting close to Christmas. I don't know. I just, like, the day before I had to drive way to my parents for Christmas, I got like a random burst of energy. I was up all night long. So then that next morning I was pretty tired, and I came in, and I'd been doing a bunch of stuff, and I'm sorry. And I was just tired, it was random, and I ended up, like I said, I think it was hysterical, like, I just had the random urge, I was like, gonna wear Brandy's glasses, and I did. I was wearing them to be like a joke, but then they actually look kind of cool in the video, so I've been wearing them around town, but they don't look cool in real life. So I was like, oh, these are cool. I had the beanie, the big beard, the glasses, and I'm like, that's really cool. So I've been wearing them around, and like I'm driving, and like people look at me, I look in like the mirror, and I'm like, these are not nearly as cool in real life as they were in that video. So I started wearing mine again, because I told her, I was like, I'm taking them, there, you know, kind of thing. But so what's up? How have you been? It's been what?
It's been like a month, I think.
Well, it's been a month since we've shot one. Because I was thinking about it on the way over here, bringing the camera over, is because it's been 2 weeks since we released an episode. We kind of took a little, like, I said 1 week, but we took 2 weeks off. We got back and just, we had a lot to do, and I was like, whatever, we'll just, you know, do it. Plus, we have our new format on the website now, to where I'm posting like blog entries a lot more often, sometimes 2-3 times a day. So you guys have some stuff, and so I was just like, well, we'll wait till next week. So we didn't shoot anything. But even the last episode that we did do, episode 12, was one we recorded ahead of time, because we knew we were going to be off for Christmas. So we shot one ahead of time. We just underestimated our laziness. We knew we wanted to do it right before, but then so we did it, and then we didn't do one the week of, and then we didn't do one the week after. So it's been, I think, 2 weeks since we've posted, but it's been like a month since we've done it. Because the last episode we did is when I brought the salsa.
It's true.
And
no, that was 11, I think.
What was 12 then?
12 was, I think, I was going to say Green Lantern, but I think it was actually Supergirl, wasn't it? Or was that the one with AJ?
No, I was with AJ. That's a while back.
That was a while, yeah.
What was our last one? Are you sure it wasn't Green Lantern?
Green Lantern was way long.
It wasn't the one that we were sitting over there from the fireplace? That wasn't the last one we did?
Well, we did 2 of them over there.
We did?
Yeah.
Are you sure we haven't already done an episode on Jonah Hex? And that was the one, and we...
No, we haven't.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because that's what we're talking about. Well, kind of. I'm going to warn you right now. Today is going to be the most random episode we've ever done, for a couple reasons. One, we haven't done one in about a month, and so we're not really back in the groove of things. 2, I don't remember 2. There may not have been 1, we'll just say. And like 3 is, like, I'm kind of getting bored with the format of the show. In fact, I was just talking to Jeff a little bit ago. Over dinner, we were having some tri-tip sandwiches and stuff, and we were just kind of talking.
Here, we didn't go anywhere to like Olive Garden or anything.
No, here from the sandwich shop, we had a bunch extra. Well, the great thing about the sandwich stuff is we can only use the meat for so long. Everything else, obviously, sodas and stuff, yeah, they expire, but they go forever, you know, and they sell out.
Yeah, and they magically disappear daily. Almost.
Yeah, well, I don't know
where they go.
I don't know what happens to them, but
they got some kind of a rat, I think.
Yeah, some sort of issue. You notice the candy doesn't like disappear. It's just like the energy drinks and the sodas.
The candy has a problem, or just the Kit Kats, really.
Yeah, it's all we eat is the Kit Kats. Anyways, well, one of the great perks to it is the fact that the meat is only good for. I mean, it's good, but we can only like sell it with our license for so long. So
7 days.
Yeah, we can only have it for 7 days, and of course we keep it refrigerated, all this kind of stuff. Well, so after, it's normally on a Friday, though our days are off because we started on a Friday instead of Tuesday this time. It's still good, it's perfectly good, but we can't sell it anymore. And normally we have a couple, so like we'll make ourselves like each like a double, and like maybe I'll take one home with Brandy. Maybe there's normally about like a half dozen or so to less. Sometimes we sell it completely out if we're busy and we don't have any. But there was a lot today. So we had our doubles after lunch. I took one home to Brandy, and then we came back over. We had some dinner. But anyways, that's another reason. I was kind of getting sick of the format of like, let's pick something, let's watch it, let's review it, and then try to find some sort of spiritual application. It's not really the original idea of Geek Church. The idea is to geek out on stuff and just like grasping at straws. Like we watched. It was actually a while ago because it was before the break, but we watched.
Probably 2 months ago now.
No, because not 2 months.
Yeah, because you rented it from Redbox, and you brought me the empty Redbox case, and then I had to return it after you brought me the disc.
Yeah.
And that was...
Anyways, that was before the break. And you were talking about, like, oh, well, obviously it's revenge. Wait, haven't we covered revenge a couple times? And so we're talking about stuff like...
Superheroes are very vengeful.
Yeah, we realized that. We were like, wait, we've done revenge at least once or twice. And I think we've like done it, and I think we did it again, but we're like, okay, well, the main one was really revenge, but since we've covered that, so I'm like, I don't know, I feel like we're grasping at straws sometimes, and I don't want to be a lame show, so I don't want to just grasp at stuff. So like, let's talk about stuff that's a little more passionate to us. So we're throwing some ideas around. The original idea of Geek Church, and it even says it on the thing, on the site if you go there, is to like, it was less of like comic book geek, and it was more of to like geek out in your faith. So the thing with geeks is there's all kinds of geeks, right? There's like Trekkies, like Star Trek geeks. There's computer geeks. There's
graphic from
College
Humor or whatever.
I don't know, but when I went back to get it another time, I couldn't find it. Like I couldn't get it to where I could download it. But there's just all kinds of geeks. There's even gleeks apparently, like people who geek out with that show. There's drama geeks. So the whole idea was, so well, let's geek out on our faith. Like let's take stuff. Yeah, there's too many tweaks, like Twitter geeks.
No, like Twilight.
Oh, yeah, tweaks. I'm like, Twitter geeks?
I guess
okay.
Tweaks.
That's kind of lame, but whatever.
That's funny.
Yeah, I don't know if you're a Twitter geek.
I don't know if I just made that up or not, but...
You might not be able to check it. So, anyways, of like digging into like issues, because there's so many times as a youth pastor, or even just being, you know, like in ministry and stuff, where like we'll be talking about something, and people who've been church their entire life will be like, that's in the Bible? Really? And like they don't know about, or they like, there's so many things are misquoted or stuff, or like things that were taught and they think it means one thing but it means something else because there was just no studying done. Like if they've just read over it. Like they heard it in Sunday school and they thought as a kid they knew what it meant. And they've never really studied, so it's just all that kind of stuff. So that was the idea. I definitely want to have an element of that idea, but I don't want it to switch up on you guys and be like episode 1 where we talk about ministry. Like there's nothing really comic booky because we've kind of established that a little bit, that this is a comic book geek show, not just Geek Church. And so I've been playing around with maybe changing the name. Geek Church has been doing so well in terms of us enjoying it, I guess? No, I don't know. Of its potential that I'm honestly, and I'm letting you guys in on a bunch of stuff I probably shouldn't. But I've really been thinking about like, because there's the Encounter Digital, right? We had First Encounter and we had Geek Church, and like First Encounter was like the flagship, and it still says on the website, though we've only had like 6 episodes.
Yeah, we put so much more effort.
Yeah, and like Geek Church we're doing every week, but Geek Church was supposed to be this little side thing. I apologize for distracting. I just have an itch on my leg and it won't go away. And so I'm really like I'm really strongly, now that we've taken Encounter Digital and we've kind of made it a little bit more of like the social hub, like of geek stuff, and it has Comic Geek, it's got, you know, Tech Geek, it's got a bunch of stuff. And it's more the true sense of just geek in general, entertainment news, just all kinds of stuff. Now that's kind of switching over to that. I'm thinking about, well, maybe we should rebrand Geek Church, and rather than just being a show, like maybe it should be like its own thing. Like maybe it should have a website, and maybe off of the whole Geek Church idea, maybe we should have a show, we could have a podcast, we could have some other stuff. I'm very seriously considering doing like sermons, like preaching sermons based off of comic book events, because I've got so many already. Like I've got stuff both off of, you know, Secret War, Secret Invasion. There's just so many different sermons that I've had in my head that I could do that I haven't gotten around to doing in youth group, just because it doesn't fit, or I just haven't done it in there. Like I said, there's so much we could do. We've talked about wanting to do like a Geek Church flashback where we just went through the old stuff. So like maybe instead of that being like, maybe that could be its own separate thing where we go through and discuss. There's just so many possible ideas. So this is all stuff I'm considering of breaking Geek Church out. This show itself would have a new name, because this show, and it would have a little bit of a new direction, and then it would be its own website, and then we'd have several things spun off of it. Like we for sure would probably have 2 shows and like a podcast or something. And I don't know, this show, what we do now, where we talk about comics, it may be tweaked a little bit and maybe just become the podcast, where it's not even an actual video show. And then maybe we'd have, I don't know, these are just all ideas in my head. So definitely, if you guys have any comments or any feedback, send them in at geekchurch@gmail.com, or, you know, of course, just contact us through any like comments on the episodes and stuff on our website, or if you're watching us on Facebook or Twitter, you can kind of reply there. All ideas we're thinking of, we're getting much closer to our original goal of going to comic book conventions. There's one in March that I'm wanting to go to. We're not signed up or anything yet, so it's still kind of a long shot. But I'm really wanting to. Like I think about like every day. Like, okay, what do we have it right now, or can we get together in time to go?
Is it that SACCon?
Yeah, it's the SACCon one.
I'm friends with them on Facebook.
Oh, are you?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really, really like wanting to go. So I'm like this close to asking Pastor if we can have a Sunday off to miss our primary work day, to go off to a comic book convention when he's still he hates superheroes.
I want to take a picture of
He hates Star Wars. He's like, back in my day we used to preach against that kind of stuff, and here you guys always are wearing all this superhero stuff. So I'm like, but I'm this close to walking into like the proverbial lion's den and going, can we miss the most important day of the week to go to the thing that you hate that we do the most? To tell people about Jesus? That I have no clue how he'll respond. So,
yeah.
I don't know. If this is the last
we were
episode,
scared about the skating too, and he was all for that.
Yeah, he was all for it. He's definitely, he's been down for alternative means of ministry. I just don't know what he's going to think about this one. So, yeah. Anyways. Lots of things we're thinking of, and we told you guys in the beginning that this is all very much like, we're just playing around with it. Like, we could spend years and years and never doing it, so we were just going to start, and it would evolve. So if you guys are like, what, you guys are changing? Well, yeah, we said that in the beginning, like, this is not really, like, we just started doing this little weekly show that we were just kind of thinking around with it, and then it's kind of grown into more and more. So yeah, like I said, this is just going to be a very random episode. So we're going to talk about the Jonah Hex stuff. But we didn't really find anything we really wanted to discuss, so we're just going to talk about kind of what we thought of it a little bit. Then we're going to talk, I rented, which was supposed to be a whole separate episode, what's it called? Was it Superman
versus
Shazam Black Adam, or was it Captain Marvel Black Adam? I can't remember if they used his real name, or his superhero name, or the wizard name.
I think it was Captain Marvel.
Okay. So I rented that. Well, turns out it's not a feature film.